Hi there, welcome back. And today we have this question that says simplify square root of 27 plus square root of 72 over square root of 18. Feel free to pause the video, work it out, and also share your solution in the comment section. Thank you. So let's move together. And when we have this kind of question, firstly, we need to copy down here, and we have a square root of 27. We are adding it to square root of 72 over square root of 18. So what we have to do is to split these numbers and the square root into two. One would be a square number, so 9 times 3 will get us back to 27, and we can see that 9 is a square number. So what other square number do you need to multiply it with another number to get for 72? I think 36. Can just do that for us. Times 2 get us back exactly 72. Now we divide this by the denominator the same way. We had 9 times 2. So after that, we can use this rule that says if you have A times B and all this under square root, we can distribute the square root to the individual terms, and we have root A, sorry, it's not addition, but is multiplication. And one note also here, it doesn't work for addition, neither subtraction. So we have under root of also be here. Now, remember, as I've just mentioned here, when you have something like A plus B is not equals to root A plus root B. Whether you have here subtraction or addition is not equivalent. So this is not allowed, while this one is allowed. Let's take note there. Now, since we're multiplying, we're allowed to distribute. So we have here root 9 times root 3 plus root 36 times root 2, and we divide it by the denominator, and that is root 9 times root 2. So for the square numbers, we can get their square roots, where we had 3 root 3 for the first term, and the second term we have 6 root 2 over 3 root also 2. Now, there's a common term with 3 and 6, and that is 3. So let's pull it out to make our work here easier when we need to remove this radical from the denominator, and that is rationalization. So let's create a bracket here, and we fill in these radicals. The first radical here is root 3, and the second one is 2 left here because 3 is out in order for us to get back 6. So we have here 2, and this is divided by 3 root 2. And you can see here that the 3 can divide with the other 3. And finally, we'll end up with something a little bit simpler, like root 3 plus twice root 2 all over root 2. And as a rule, we need to also remove this radical from the denominator, and by doing so, we can multiply both the numerator and the denominator by that denominator itself. Of course, if there are two numbers, then we make it known to be called conjugate So if it is 1, we're just multiplying by the individual term, because a conjugate is always divided by a sign, either positive or negative, which can be alternated. So we need to fill in these brackets where we had our first term here as root 3 plus twice root 2, and the denominator is root 2, which we're multiplying both the denominator and the numerator here with the same root 2. When you note carefully, this root 2 and this root 2, when you cancel it, it will go back to what we had here. So we have not made any change. So the next thing is to multiply these terms one after another. Starting with the first one, since they're not identical, we just multiply 2 and 3, making 6, but under square root. And we're done with this. So let's go to the next one. We had 2 added on here. Now let's maintain a second bracket here because there are two terms. The next term here is a radical. So when they're identical, we simply get out the number inside the square root, and that is 2, because 2 times 2 is 4, and square root of 4 is 2. So we can divide this by also the same thing here. We had 2. Now after that, we can simplify that term with a bracket, and we have to copy the first one. We have here 6 plus 4 all over 2. Now we can distribute these two to root 6 and 4. So we have root 6 over 2 plus 4 over also 2. Now, when we reduce this down by 2, we get 1. 4 divided by 2, we get 2. Of course, 2 divided by 1 is 2. So we'll have root 6 over 2 plus 2. But I think it looks nicer when this part with a radical comes after. So therefore, if you have a square root of 27 and you add it to square root of 72, you divide it by a square root of 18, it will simplify down to 2 plus, let me write this in terms of a fraction. I have this as 1/2 times the radical 6. And that is the answer for this simple number. If you pause the video and you try it on your own, is your answer aligning to this or different? Leave a comment in the comment section for me to know whether it's the same or different. If there's another simpler way or simpler method, please also share with us in the comment section. Make your comment respectful as usual. And thank you very much for watching up to this time. See you in the next video. Peace out.